tackling out there today. You talked about toughness. Who are some of the guys on the defense that are, hitting people and displaying that toughness you're after?
Well, I probably saw a little more toughness on the front of the offensive line, knocking us off the ball. But there were some licks passed out there. There were some pops made, a couple goal line stops, a couple hits out there with guys closing. But our backs are good players. They're able to make you miss in space. And I thought Kenny McIntosh today did some good things, man. He continues to improve. He's got really good balance, and he's been a good blessing. He's delivered some blows to some people, but Lewis shows up, makes plays, he hits people, and JR had a couple good tackles, and we just got to get our players on defense to play within the system. We still got some guys that want to play rat trap and do what they want to do instead of doing what they're supposed to do. And when they do the rat trap stuff, it hurts us.
Kirby, in previous camps, you kind of rooted for the Heat a little bit because you want the guys to have that adversity. What's camp been like in that regard, and how have you seen the team respond to it?
Yeah, it's been hot, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make any bones about it. Our guys haven't complained about it. And to be honest, we've done a couple practices where we went inside at the end of practice, but we start every day outside. We do 75% of practice outside. We do all the scrimmages out there. I've talked to some coaches that were at our practice that have been to other practices, and they say the same thing. It's hot. It's hot. So mentally, what are you going to do? It is hot. But our guys pushed through it, and I thought they did a good job of that.
There's been a lot of talk about Andrew Thomas this offseason. What about Isaiah Wilson, his second year as a starter? How would you assess where he is?
He's a better leader. I think he's got more stamina. Like his ability to lead and play hard longer has been good. His first few practices in camp, I thought he played really physical. He's got to continue to do that. He's got to grind through this and really be physical and be that right tackle we need him to be. And I'm pleased with him as a leader. He's really played with more consistency, I think, because he's in better shape. And he doesn't get tired and winded and give up cheap sacks. He just plays more consistent.
And then as you speak about him being in better shape, I mean, was it easier or difficult for him to buy into the whole nutrition program, weight loss program? He was kind of joking about that the other day.
I think he's bought into the whole culture of I got to be a great player. If he wants to be a great player, he's got to eat, he's got to sleep, he's got to get off his phone, and he's got to do all the things it requires being a good player. And we're trying to get the aggregate of marginal gains, which is like a little bit better at everything. And he's a guy that has bought into that because you see the results more on the field where he's able to go longer. I mean, he's always physically looked impressive to me, but he played it better now.
How's Stetson Bennett performed the last couple scrimmages, and then who's behind him right now?
Well, Dewan's not able to go a whole lot in those situations, so Nathan, the Priestley kid's been in there, and he goes a good bit. I tell you, he's been really like a blessing in disguise for us. He's very bright, very athletic, really good arm talent. I mean, Coley will tell you he takes the best notes I've ever seen in the quarterback room. And within our system, that's important because you don't get the volume of reps you want at the 3. In camp he has, but his reps are going to start to dwindle as we narrow things down. Stetson didn't have as good a day as he did last time. He had a really, really good day last scrimmage. And it was bad today. He just probably wasn't quite as efficient. And, just didn't have the same, effectiveness that he had last time.
Can you shed some light, because Priestley's from the West Coast. I mean, can you kind of give us some background there on how you guys recruited him, how he ended up deciding how hard y'all went after him, all that kind of thing to try to convince him to come here?
Well, Coley could probably explain it better than me, but he was early on our list. We thought he was a good player. Junior year, he was a guy that we wanted to go see throw. We wanted to go watch him practice. And we went out spring before his junior year. He's on the list. We watch him. We like him. He's pretty good. Somewhere in there, I'm not sure exactly when he tears his ACL. So he misses majority of his junior year with a torn ACL. And that's basically a quarterback's make or break year because you're getting judged. Everything's based on that. So he didn't have tape from that junior year. And then his senior year, coming off an ACL, he played well, and I think he was going to walk on at North Carolina. And the last minute, he found out he could come in here and be a 3 right away with the one situation, and he jumped on it. And comes from a wonderful family. Went to visit with his mom, and I mean, I'm telling you guys, he's a good player. I mean, when you watch him take his reps with the 3s, the way he functions and manages the offense, we're lucky to have him.
You mentioned McIntosh. How many backs travel, and is he doing things on special teams? Is that how he gets on the bus?
Yeah, I didn't see him today. I mean, he had reps on special teams. I don't know how he did on those. But yeah, we don't know how many backs travel. So if we got 7 backs that are really good, we'll travel 7. If we got 10, we'll travel 10. If they can help on special teams, they'll be out there. We've traveled as few as 4, as many as 7. Prather makes that number vary because he's a really good special teams player. So those decisions we got to make are going to be tough. But somebody like McIntosh is a key to that decision because his value right now is going to be special teams initially, and he earns more value by how he plays on those teams. I think it's new for him. He's going through the Holyfield effect and the Swift effect, and can I help on these teams, and how do I do it? Because I didn't do it in high school. I don't know how to block somebody on punt. I don't know how to cover a kick. But as you train those guys, by game 5, they're better than the guy that may have done it his whole life.
2 more questions.
Last year you kind of were real complimentary of the wide receivers because so many of those guys contribute on special teams. I think you traveled 10 to just about every game. Is that something you guys are going to be able to do this year based on as many contributions as you're getting from them on special teams?
Well, last year our wideouts were dominant special teams group. Tyler Simmons, Jason Stanley, dominant to the word D. And we know that we're probably not going to be that way. Now, we got wideouts who are going to play on special teams. But when you start talking about George Pickens, Dom, Blaylock, those guys haven't seen the light. They don't go out and their high school special teams was I was catching the ball and running with it. I wasn't blocking anybody. I wasn't covering anybody. They have to become those players and be dominant in those roles, and that's something that we're still working on. So we're going to get it by committee. We got more outside backers. We got more inside backers. We got more running backs. So the position versatility for special teams is going to come from which position has the most guys that are the last 5 to get on the bus are going to be dominant special teams players.
What was your reaction last week when that video Pickens got out?
I saw it live, so I was like, shoot, this is a special player, great catch. He's had, I wouldn't say just like that, but he's had several one-handed catches in practice. He's a talented player. He's got to learn his assignments and learn what to do because he can certainly help us.